Happy Sunday, everybody, and I am very happy to be here. I am so happy to be enjoying this amazing weather in Alberta. It has been in the high 70s to high 80s Fahrenheit, mid 20s to low 30s Celsius. So wherever you are, hopefully that gives you an idea of how beautiful our weather has been. Consequently, I've been kind of a hot mess because it's pretty warm and I've been outside doing markets all over the place and enjoying every minute of that. So if you have been at one of those markets and stopped in to say hi, I'm very glad that you did and very honored that you decided to join me here today. Now we're going to do something that is going to sound a little bit nuts, but I promise you it's not. I promise. Lemon coffee. Lemon coffee. Hot lemon coffee? Well, I'm not so sure about that, but we can try it. I have, on occasion, fresh lemons and fresh limes in the house. However, this morning I do not. So, if I don't have fresh lemons or fresh limes, what can you do? Well, in the summertime, you know, if you've put them in your fridge and forgotten about them, which I often do, I'll buy them for a specific reason and then I get sidetracked and they don't get used for the reason they were meant to and they end up going bad, and I really hate that. So this was a brainchild that I had something else in mind for today, but I'm going to save that for another day. But I thought about this last night and here we are. So today we are going to do lemon coffee. Ugh. And the carb count in it, total carbs, are going to be 0. 0 carbs. So you can enjoy this and not even have to worry about what you're doing to your carb count. Now, I guess, technically speaking, there is like a quarter of a carb in a cup of coffee. So that might be something that you want to consider, but we are not going to add any more carbs to that. So how do you make lemon coffee and why on earth would you want to? Well, let's try it a couple of ways and see if we can't come up with a good answer for that. Now, one of the things that you're going to need to make lemon coffee is simple syrup or a flavored syrup. If you have Da Vinci syrups in your house, and I happen to have a few of them, then you can experiment with different flavors. So you're going to want, for a single glass, you're going to want 2 to 3 pumps, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depends on how sweet you like it. If you like your coffee black and your lemonade sour, maybe you don't want to add any sweetener to it. When you're doing it in your kitchen, you do it your way. And if you're making it for guests, you can easily adjust this for whoever's having it. Okay, now I made some simple syrup this morning. This is easy to do. If you have erythritol in your house, then equal parts erythritol. Now this is a monk fruit erythritol blend. So equal parts keto sweetener, whichever kind you're using, whether it's monk fruit erythritol, totally erythritol, xylitol, allulose, depending on where you live. Good morning, Del. Yeah, just whatever keto sweetener you're using, you can make a simple syrup out of it. Now, one thing to remember is if you're using erythritol, as it cools, oftentimes you'll get crunchy little crystals in there. After you've got it nice and cold, if you find that you've got some crystals in there, just use your immersion blender and get them all ground up again and you're good to go. Okay, so equal parts keto sweetener and water. That's it. That's your simple syrup. So we will play with that a little bit today as well. Now let's take a look at what it is that we're doing here. Okay, there we go. Now, if you are a coffee style, oh, I have to show you something first. I have to show you something. I came home the other day from a market and I came home to this. Now, how lucky am I? This is just absolutely the most beautiful bouquet. And one other time when Dell got me flowers, one of his friends said to him, okay, what did you do? What did you do wrong? Well, I am maybe one of very few, but I can tell you that not one time in almost 31 years has he ever gotten me flowers to apologize. He gets me flowers just because. And usually not for any special occasion, just because our marriage is a special occasion. How about that? I like that answer. Okay, so that was one thing, and I had something else happen this week that was just the most amazing thing, and I was so grateful. This little guy, and this little guy, and 3 more littler guys were all given to me as just the most beautiful gift by someone who was grateful for some answers that I had given them regarding keto. And it was absolutely my honor to be talking with them and helping them with keto. So thank you very much for that. And Dell, thank you so much for the flowers. They really are amazing. Both of these gifts are so beautiful, and it just made my week even more special. And you know, not every week is filled with gifts, but every week is an opportunity to just know that you are living this shining life. It is what you make it. And these people made mine extra special. Okay, so let's get to the lemon coffee, because we need to deal with that. Now, one of the things that you are going to need is a glass. Now, I told you a little bit earlier that I guess I should probably show you the glass that I'm using. Just a minute. There we go. Now we're back to where you can see me and my collection of Da Vinci syrups. So we want a glass, and we want the juice from half a lemon. So this is very much like making lemonade. We're just doing it in a different way. So how sweet do you like your lemonade? I don't know. That's up to you. What flavor do you want in your lemonade? Now, this is a product called True Lemon, and I'll show you. It comes in little packets. Now, if you are looking for this product, make sure, see if I can get that to focus a little more. Make sure that you're just getting the True Lemon crystals. They do make some different products. One of them is True Lemonade. That has sugar in it. It has a lot of sugar in it. It's not what you're looking for. So these are just, let's see if I can we get that to focus? Maybe not. This is just lemon crystals, dehydrated lemon crystals. And in one packet, it has 0 calories, 0 carbs. Now we're going to use 2 of these little packets, or if you're using fresh lemon, the juice of half a lemon. Now the downside of using something like this is if you want to dress up your glass with a lemon curl, we don't have that opportunity when we're using this, because putting the package on the glass is not going to do it. So 2 packages, which is equal to the juice of half a lemon. And then to that, we are going to add 20 milliliters of Da Vinci sweetener. I will show you. So this is just the plain sweetener. I'll hold this up here where you can see it a little better. Now this is the one that Dell uses in his coffee all the time. And it's not one that I use a lot, because I love playing with different flavors in my coffee, and there's so many to choose from. And but today I'm going to use 20 milliliters of Da Vinci sugar-free sweetener. That's the only sweetener that we're putting in this glass. Then to that we are going to add 5 ounces. No, we're not. I'm pouring water in the glass instead of coffee. How about that? Okay, we're just going to pour that over there. To that, we are going to add 5 ounces of cold coffee. Now this is extra coffee that was left over, and rather than waste it, I put it in a jar in the fridge. Two things are true about that. If you put this in a jar in the fridge, first of all, you're saving the jar, so it's not going into the landfill, so that's a good thing. Second of all, you have cold coffee when you want to make a nice coffee. So 5 ounces of cold coffee, and then now, do you have an espresso machine at home? Because you can use espresso as well. You can. And then, because I forgot, the water thing just totally went out of my head. Because we're using lemon crystals, we're going to add 60 mils of water. If you're using fresh lemon, you've already got the water in it, so you don't need to worry about it. And then the next thing that we're going to do is add as much ice as you want. Now, I should have had this there ready, but I didn't. So here we go. This is as much ice as we want. Now, can you add cream to this? You can. You absolutely can. But because there's lemon in it, don't be surprised if your cream curdles. So if you're going to do a creamy lemon drink, it's something you want to do ahead of time. You want to put it through your immersion blender, because the lemon and the cream are definitely going to interact, and you're going to want to smooth that out, and definitely double check your sweetener ratios. So what have we got? You know, my girl just keeps talking to me, and recently, a lot of the times, the notifications that I'm getting is thunderstorm warnings. Okay, so this is as easy as this is. Oh my heavens. That is so good. Lemon and coffee. Who knew that was even a thing? But it is a thing. Okay, now this is just a plain one using Da Vinci simple syrup. When you're camping, I don't like taking a lot of glass stuff because you just never know what's going to end up broken by the time you get to the other end. Now we're going to try something different. We're going to use a pink glass because pink is pretty, and we're going to use 5 ounces of coffee again. Now this is an experiment, guys. I haven't done this one before, so you're going to find out whether or not this is a good idea. The other thing that we are going to use instead of lemon is key lime, because this is key lime season, in my opinion. So we're going to use 30 milliliters or 1 ounce of lemon, or of key lime, I mean. Now, because we're using the juice, we are not going to add water, because we don't need to. But what I am going to do for sweetener this time is I'm going to add Da Vinci lime sweetener. Now you can use the simple syrup again, but we're going to try this lime sweetener because this is just absolutely so delicious. So basically what we're doing here is we are making a lemonade or a limeade, but we're doing it with coffee rather than water. Okay, and here's the nice green. That would make a really interesting color of coffee too, I'm thinking. Okay, so now we have everything in there except the ice. We're going to give it a little bit of a stir. And get another scoop of ice. That is kind of a, remember, maybe you didn't do this, I did, when you were a kid and you'd go to the theater and everybody would order swamp water, and it was a combination of all the different kinds of pop that they had at the soda counter. This is kind of the same sort of thing. I'll show you the color of this. It's pretty funky. The kids would love this, although I'm not really sure that you want them drinking a lot of coffee. But yeah, it's kind of a green, sludgy, not a real pleasant color, but the color is not what we're after. The taste is what we're after. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely awesome. Now you can adjust the lime juice, the lemon juice, whatever it is that you're doing, you can adjust the coffee. Making a cold brew coffee is super easy. There are all kinds of recipes online. It's just ground coffee and cold water. You put it in a jug, throw it in the fridge, 18 to 24 hours, and you have a really nice, smooth cold brew that you can use to make whatever. Now, another question is, can you do this with hot coffee? Well, let's find out. Now, this time, I'm going to use the lemon powder again because we're going to fill our cup with coffee. So, oh, those are lime, those are not lemon. Actually, I think I'm just going to do one this time and half a cup of coffee. Now, that's the other option. Because I have both lemon and lime, you can do both, a little bit of each. So you do it your way and make it delicious. And if you're having people for brunch, this is an awesome way to serve them a cold drink that they likely have never had. Okay, so that is one package of lemon crystals, and to that I think we're going to go with Da Vinci Caramel. I'll mix this up a little bit. So we're going to put 20 milliliters of caramel syrup in here. And then, lid back on. You know, I have all of these Da Vinci syrups here, and they are all arranged in alphabetical order. It drives me crazy if they are not arranged in alphabetical order. Okay, now I only put half the lemon in because we're using hot coffee, and we've got 5 ounces of hot coffee going in there. And because it's hot, obviously there's no ice, so this is not going to get watered down. And that's one of the reasons that I just put in half of the lemon, because I know it's not going to get watered down. So now this is an experiment. And if you see my cup, this is my TSL Organics cup. Oh yeah, I would do that all day, every day in the summertime. Yep, if you're looking for a hot drink, that is actually quite nice. Maybe a little more sweetener when you're doing it in hot coffee. Now, something else that I haven't showed you, and I did this, and you can see that there are some crystals starting to form in here. So do you see the little crystally bits that are growing in our simple syrup? And this is monk fruit, erythritol, and water blend, equal parts. And as it cools, these crystals start to grow, and they're really pretty, but they're not something that you necessarily want in a drink. So once this is totally cool, blend it up again, and those crystals are gone, and hopefully they don't grow back. They should not once it's cold. So it's the cooling that does that to them. So now you have coffee lemonade, coffee limeade, both with ice, and you also have hot coffee lemonade. All of them are wonderful. Sweeten it to your liking or to your guests' liking. Make a big jug of it with no sweetener and let them sweeten it themselves. Try it with cream. I don't know that I really want to try it with cream, but if you do, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear. That is what I've got for you today. I am looking forward to going and spending some time with my mom this afternoon and this evening. So I hope you have something special planned for the rest of your Sunday. I am so grateful that you have taken the time to watch this video and hang out with me for a little bit. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Sunday and do your very best to live your best version of this shining life. That's what I'm going to do. Have a great Sunday, everyone. I will see you on Friday at noon Mountain. I can't